odd one.
Listen, I've watched this show. I can't be more handicapped because I'm retarded for watching this show.
Oh, it's loyal, and then
Maybe.
and then this happens.
No.
Why did you get a wig from the reject shop, you fucking idiot? Like that would have cost you $2, you fucking what? What is it, for fuck's sake? Just get a fucking proper head on the and some ears, like proper ears, like a twitchy fucking ears, and some kind of like droopy eyebrows. Like it's not that hard. Like you've got the actor, just get it right. You fucking Jesus.
Rand's road of trials on his hero's journey was dealing with a drugged-up best friend and a mid-looking black chick trying to sleep with him and then stealing his stuff and trying to stab him when he refused.
Yeah.
That's not epic fantasy. That's like a Tuesday night out in Atlanta. Like, how is this like an epic fantasy story? This is ridiculous.
Rand lifts up Egwene again, carrying her across the room as they kiss. He lays her down on the sheepskin rug in front of the dwindling fire, puts his body on top of hers. He pulls back from their kiss, and their faces are just inches apart now, the fire casting soft light on them. You know, my dad said I used to pick you baskets of berries to bring you when I was a kid, like some lovesick puppy. Sounds sweet to me. Rand pulls a small raspberry from his pocket with a roguish smile. He runs it down her nose and drops it sensually between her lips.
No. In Edmund's Field, women like absolutely dominated the entire social strata of like relationships and domestic life. By making it like this weird hookup culture, they actually made the women less powerful than they were in the book.
Flicker, 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 flicker. I have won again, Luz Theron.
All right, you guys ready for this?
Absolutely.
Have you? Okay.
Give it to me. Give it to me raw.
Wrong IP. Have you guys watched this episode yet? Alex, you said yesterday you had yet.
We're about 20 minutes in. We had to stop because of this stream.
No, we have about 20 minutes left.
No.
That's it. Okay.
It probably felt like you're watching something a lot longer, but it doesn't get better in the final 40 or the final 20 minutes. This is a return to form. This episode sucks, guys. And Alex, your theory that the only reason why the last episode was passable is because they filmed a series of vignettes or adapted a series of vignettes that had nothing to do with an overall story, couldn't wreck anything, is why it was actually good. Because this is just, it's utter dog shit again. It's like, okay, they had a good episode and that was it. They're back down to a 0. But you guys know the drill. I've got my pages and pages of notes. I'm not really going to be reading chat. I don't know why anyone is here watching this live, because you need to speed me up, because I sound like a complete retard at normal speed because I drink a lot. If you go at 1.5 speed, I sound way more sober and way more intelligent, especially towards the latter end of the stream. So glad you guys are here highlighting chat. If there are no objections from anyone, I'm going to load up my slideshow. I got a lot of them. And start doing comments. And feel free to jump in whenever I say something stupid or dumb, or you want clarification on a point. All right. So we start off, we're in the Aiel Waste, and Moron is on a rock. She's in the desert. She just stole the holy artifact from the holy Aiel city, and she's going to test it out. She quickly discovers that there are multiple settings to this vibrator, and she cooms pretty hard.
And somehow none of the Aiel noticed this.
Wild that this scene lasted 2 minutes. Like, it was literally just 2 minutes of her spurting out.
I don't know about you, but I mean, this one at least looks pretty high tech. I mean, it's all got all the vibrating settings from the Age of Legends, so we give her some credit for that. But she spurgs out a little bit too much. She loses control and she gets sand everywhere. I don't think women are too fond of that, but I also have to say the special effects here, kudos to them. They obviously played Dragon Age Inquisition from like 15 years ago, because that's the one thing I can say with the green and the sound effects. Like, there's a rift opening up and she is the Inquisitor and she has to close the rift. But no, all she does is climax, and then Lan is there. Don't know where he was, but he shows up, saves her, and then Moiraine asks him, "What did it feel like to you?" And then Lan says that he's thirsty.
I genuinely love that they thought to themselves, "Hey, I can't just have Moiraine say, this feels amazing." They went, "No, that would be too on the nose. So how are we going to have this?"
That would be telling, not showing.
Say it. And it was like, "No, guys, that's not better. They still need to have a conversation around it."
This isn't entirely lore inaccurate. I'm semi glad they're kind of showing this now, that like wielding the one power is like makes you feel more alive, or it's better than sex essentially. The problem that this show now has is they've made all their Aes Sedai sex obsessed. They've made everybody in this fucking show sex obsessed. But it's precisely why the Aes Sedai are not sex obsessed, is because they can just tap the one power, and that makes them feel more alive than. Anyway, going off on a tangent. It's too early for that. I've got 87 fucking slides. We'll be here all night if I start to go on little rabbit holes like this. All right, but yeah, she coomed a lot, and she coomed in a spiral pattern. Whatever. Okay, cool.
Why would you make that the
Aes Sedai thing?
The Aes Sedai?
I don't know.
Like, why would you make this?
Because only Trollocs make the Aes Sedai symbol upside down out of carcasses.
That's true. That is the only instance of the Aes Sedai symbol we've seen in this show.
Or when someone wants to burn down Swan's hut.
Yes,
when she's a child.
Where the wasn't it one of the seals on the floor? It was like a giant.
Not giving him credit. Maybe it is. Okay, so we're back in the waste, okay, and we're going to Cold Rock's Hold. Moiraine is still walking around in her dumb hat. I hope you noticed that. Avienda gets assigned to Rand, and she's ugly.
Oh my God.
Dude, the exact same comment. Like, we were watching it together. Like, she
somehow looks
deeply
worse.
unattractive. Like,
it's weird, but she's been in like nighttime, pretty much the whole show until now, and now it's like, okay, now she's got sunlight on her, and it doesn't make her look any better. But okay, whatever.
Keep the dreads in front of her face. Like that was really helping her.
Yeah. So it's more women talking, and the whole scene, everything about Rand's return from Ruidian and the Shido and the breaking and Couladin confronting it. For some reason, they decided not to film that, and they just thought it's better to have the wise ones tell us that.
Like, this should be such a huge deal. It's the fucking card. Like he's coming in, and it's like, hey, what's up?
They casually mentioned that there was a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they still have to go to Al Kardal, and that Couladin guy's going to show up again. But they said, we can just breeze that over because, I don't know. We got to show this fucking guy on the right with his eyeshadow. Oh my God. Did you catch that?
I did not.
It's weird.
It's one of those things. I can't stop laughing at the way I call this what they're doing flashcarding, where they were like, here's a concept. Got it? Good. Toss it. That's from the book. Is it at all relevant to the plot of the show? No, but it's from the book. What's the next one? Gone. Perfect. Flashcard. Gone. Like
It'll make the seals
all
flap.
this dialogue is.
Yeah, I think it's just really funny because there's all these multiculturalism, of course, but all the white people somehow have red hair.
Dude, all of the white people being redheads.
Anyway, so we get to Cold Rock's Hold. So they found a location somewhere in Morocco that had this arch at the top, or maybe they made it out of plaster. Who knows? You know what I honestly think about this set? I think they stole it from Rings of Power.
Yeah,
that's
very
what
possible.
That's what I really think. So, anyways, we meet Ruark's other wife, or his wife, Leanne.
Ooh, new polycule just dropped.
Right.
Exactly. They kiss in public. Just so you guys know, like from the books, the Aiel are never affectionate in public.
Yeah.
They kind of have a weird thing about sweat tants and nudity and not those concerns, but they show no affection in public to anyone. And then Bear and Leanne straight up start making out in front. Like, okay, yeah, this is a total polyamory thing, and they're old, and it's kind of gross.
That Hollywood Reporter article about the polyamory and the first sister relationship.
You're gonna get so much AIDS.
Oh my god! Like it is like a letter of confession from Rafe Judkins. It is wild.
Now, I've had this this frame up for 10 seconds at least. Have you noticed that it's not from Wheel of Prime?
No.
What?
That's from Rings of Power.
This is the Stewards. It's probably the same fucking set. That's all I can say. Maybe they flipped it around or something like that, but it's like that's what struck me kind of immediately. Anyways, Rand decides to scare the little children, and he says his only two words in the first 10 minutes of this, and it's "I am," and then he roars at the. It's wild, but he fucks off so we can have some more women talking.
Yes. Now, in fairness, I kind of do like that they're doing a Rand is good with children thing. Like that might be his only character trait.
That makes sense.
But it's not.
He's been here for a while.
It's not him from the books. There are no kids that he meets in the Aiel Waste. This is more, I think, of a show invention that he desperately wanted kids, wanted to be I don't know. But he's too fucking serious at this point, right? He's out there to get his army. He's talking strategy with clan chiefs. He's getting his lessons from Avienda. He didn't get any yet. But I always thought that was a cool moment in the books, because they go with the Shido to Cold Rock's Hold, and then Rand gets his wording wrong, but it's interpreted as being more humble. Meanwhile, Couladin basically introduces himself like a clan chief, and then Leanne basically does a way of uprating him. Like it's a kind of a cool scene. It would be difficult to translate into television. I get it, but this is not Rand. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
See you later. I'm gonna
go to the kids' table. The adults are talking.
Literally, go to the kids' table. I think you nailed that.
Yeah. Anyways, so how this ends is ultimately the two wise ones turn to Egwene. They call her Egwene Sedai. The show hasn't established that she's pretending. I think maybe you get the Sedai with the accepted ring, but they basically say, "Hey, it's 10 in the morning. Let's go to sleep."
Yeah.
Fucking stupid. All right. That was kind of our opening. Now we're in for more women talking. And this scene.
Always.
This scene is one of the wildest, like they're not even hiding it. They're just straight up insulting each other.
Well, let's get to that. So first off, Swan is sniffing the letter. So we get a sniff. I guess women do that. Good. Smells like moron, probably. And then she sniffs Elaida being a bitch in the hallway because she smells like roses. So she comes on in, and Elaida has succeeded in her master plan of becoming a sitter for the Red because she maneuvered Sutama off to Saldeia to go get Nazrim Taim, whatever. And apparently all she wanted was to bitch at Swan about her poor taste in furniture. That's what I got.
Yeah.
I am to this day, like, we're going to look back on this season and like try and go through every single one of Elaida's actions, and none of it is going to make any sense at all. It is going to be batshit crazy.
So anyway, bad taste in furniture. She asks where Elaine is, and then Swan says she's gone, and then Elaida announces her plan to Swan. If Min didn't tell you the details already, my plan is we got to go cage Randall Althor. They just are catty and bitches. One thing that I picked up on, because I've watched this intro of ours several times now. Thanks for that, Lady B. But when I was doing the ASMR stuff, Lovesick Puppy.
Yeah, I was just going to say. That brought me back.
So the writer of this episode probably watched early Wheel of Prime in order to get a line past Rafe, and Lovesick Puppy was there again. Okay, whatever. Anyways, they act like total, they act like total bitches. And then Elaida presents herself as being like an upper class snob. And I'm thinking, you know what? Elaida's probably the one that turned away Nynaeve's mistress. The wisdom who showed up. And we'll probably get a scene of that in like season 4 if it ever gets made.
No, it's not coming.
Dane,
don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
They have forgotten about that. They forgot
about
that 16 episodes ago.
Yeah, okay, you're probably right. But anyway, she's an upper class snob. So this pointless scene is basically all of Elaida's machinations to become a sitter for the Red was to tell Swan her plan and to tell her in person that her taste in furniture sucks and that she's poor.
At some point, like, Swan can just order her punished, right? Like, you can't just go up to the Amerlin seat and call her a dumb bitch and then leave, right? Like,
you really can't. But anyways, it's dumb. It gets a little bit dumber, but I'm going to start calling Adelaide's Alzheimer's Sedai. So anyways, Varen is helping Alzheimer's Sedai. Swan and Leanne show up, and they hatch a plan to catch Elaida as Black Usha. The plan is to bait Elaida with the Black Sisters, Amiko and Joya. Either she's going to rescue them or murder them, or break the 3 oaths. So let's just recap what the 3 oaths are. It's not to speak a word that isn't true. It's not to make a weapon for one man to kill another. And then it's not to use the one power as a weapon, except against Shadow Spawn. And the quibble here coming up is going to be about and Dark Friends. I was checking a text file of the whole book series and my own references. It's ambiguous on it. I have to admit that. Alex, you did the show. It's basically established that the Dark Friends qualifier is not in there. The first 3 books where the 3 O's are mentioned in the index don't have the Dark Friends. By the Fires of Heaven,
they do.
It's included.
Yep.
Critically, the one time that the oath is actually sweared that Robert Jordan wrote, which is in New Spring, there is no mention of Dark Friends.
Nope.
It's kind of up in the air though, but it still makes a later scene kind of wild. But anyways, let's keep going. Fuck.
Do you think?
Did you guys see this? Are you guys at this part yet?
Yeah, we saw this. I have a question. When he said he was looking for that big guy or I don't know if he said the baker or the big guy. Do you think he was talking about the guy or the horse? Because that sounded like big guy when we listened to it. I'm like, horse?
No. So anyways, our prediction's coming true that essentially this whole Two Rivers plot is just a vehicle to give Rafe's boyfriend more screen time. That's what's going on.
Which, by the way, have you seen Homeboy crashing out on Twitter?
I saw a couple of things on the Discord. He does not look happy. Whatever. I don't care. I think he's a bad person. But anyways.
I'm just saying, him telling supporters of the show to get over it is fucking killing me.
What happened?
Tell
me later. Tell me later.
No. These people, they eat their own, but essentially some people are complaining that a white guy, him, is getting more screen time than characters of color who
cool.
wouldn't be of color if the show was cast accurately, whatever. So anyways, they talk about going shopping in Abu Dar. That's pretty gay. They talk about Maksim fucking a boy in the ass, but alas, he's not a very good baker. Then Aiel and the maidens return. White Cloak reinforcements have arrived, and it's time to break out Natty Cawthon. Sure, whatever. And Pern doesn't say a thing. It's his plot line, and he stands there for 2 seconds with his mouth open, and okay, we're on to the next thing. Okay, so back to Cold Rock's Hold. They're having lunch, and they talk about Thruple some more. Before you know it, they're eating the bugs. And there's some line about from Rings of Power about like, oh, if you eat it that way, it'll tickle you all the way down or bite you all the way down.
I remember
It's
that.
stupid. Moron
That's
leaves.
Harkness.
Yeah, and then we cut to Egwene learning how to be a dreamwalker. They do something with brass and candles, whatever. They go to sleep at 10 in the morning, and suddenly they're in Teleran Riyadh. Her outfits. Oh, this is the brass candle thing. Yeah. Her outfit changes because she's scared. Good.
That's armor.
Well, it doesn't cover her boobs, but whatever.
Whatever.
But I like them at least taking the time to
Change
they
it,
shift
yeah.
outfits, and the effect looked kind of cool. But this is the only time it happens, like at all.
How on earth were they not able to make the background like a little blurry, like to indicate that you're in Teleran Riyadh? Like,
Maybe a white hallway, like something
I think
different.
they kind of do it in the later scenes on the outside stuff. The light is more
Yeah.
diffuse, so maybe they're putting some effort in because it's in a Egwene section of the story. But that's a small thing to complain about at this point, because Egwene decides to, or she gets told that all you have to do is basically think, and you can do whatever you want in Teleran Riyadh.
I know,
So
right?
she fucks off to Tar Valon. There's a ghost child that runs around. Maybe that's their view of someone brushing up against the dream world. I don't know. I don't care. And then she gets choked out by Lanfear, who shows up in a jump scare. Okay.
Yeah.
Egwene doesn't know it's Lanfear, but okay, she's got a stalker. Great. Dumb scene, but let's just bear in mind this was her one lesson. And she woke.
Now she can do everything, apparently.
And how, but she woke out of that, like the brass fell, she woke up, and that's how she's out of her lesson. And it's dumb, but let's skip and move on because it be here all night. All right, so Elaida is setting up her coup d'etat. That's overthrow of the state, if you don't know French. She's meeting with Alviarin. So this is Black Eye Sedai from the first episode. Then she sees Alzheimer's Sedai and gets baited, which was always
This is such a dumb trap.
so this is, we basically got to the end of the scene, saw a little bit of the boat scene, and then we had to stop for the stream.
You're welcome.
What the fuck is going on here? Did they seriously like plant a false flag with the retarded chick?
Yeah.
Go to the 13th depository.
That's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens. Okay, it's dumb. Let's move on. That is apparently the fastest ship in existence. It's a thing with one sail.
Yeah,
like that's not a seaworthy vessel. I had to up the gamma on this because I couldn't believe it. But they built this tiny thing with one sail, and this tiny ship apparently has massive cabins.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that's the only cabin in the on a ship that size.
No. Because they're in a later scene, which you guys will find out. Matt decides to ditch this room and he hooks up with Min. And Min has, well, it's probably the same set. She has an identically sized cabin.
When you say hooks up, tell me
they
you
need
mean like met.
Yeah.
Okay.
Met, but like not suspicious or anything. We'll get to that. But okay, so this is stupid. Okay, the Seafolk ship is pathetic. Elaine is giving lore dumps, which is telling, not showing, but at least it's in-world and history lessons. So it's like, all right, somewhat of an effort that they're doing this kind of thing, and not just overtly telling. But yeah, okay. Matt and Elaine hate each other. That's kind of their dynamic from the books, but it's just kind of right, but mostly wrong.
They say they've weird to include this though. Like, I mean, the entire concept of the Seafolk is weird to include, but like, don't dig so deep into it. Like, you're just burning time.
The sea is always.
Now, I have to put this up because it's relevant for the geography here. Just ignore the orange stuff on the side. The Seafolk would not pick them up in Tar Valon because they don't go on the river. So they mentioned that it's been like 2 weeks and they've kind of been from the coast of Tyr, and they're now at Windbiter's Finger, which is that string of islands there at the corner where I got the arrow going. So that's, to orient our geography, but Elaine gets kind of impressed that, holy crap, why are we all the way out here? It's only been 2 weeks. Let's just bear that in mind a little bit for later. Okay. So the ship, I've said the ship only has 2. The music in this scene is just fucking awful.
Yeah, it's so distracting.
But they do get anyways, they go up to the deck. They're kind of worried that they're going to break the bargain doing that. Whatever. They get the sea folk. They get the sea folk kind of right. So on the right there, that's a sea folk. So she's got the necklace going to her nose. She is fairly dark of skin. The only problem is that everybody else we've seen is darker.
Yeah,
they're supposed to be the darkest.
Color is Nynaeve.
Yeah, I don't hate the way they look. They could make the different ethnicities actually look different, but that's okay.
They should have their tits bare, but I'm not going to complain about that because I don't want to see that. And then Min is on the ship.
Oh, Min snuck aboard.
What? Yes. What? Come on, that was telegraphed. Min was getting on board that ship with them at the end of the
you saw her sneaking behind. Come on,
but what's
They've been on the boat for 2 weeks. How is she eating and drinking without being noticed?
Babe, she just really wanted to get out of.
They're not allowed out of their cabin, Alex. They're not allowed out. They go up on deck and then but it's only Matt that sees Min, and then Matt is not suspicious at all. What the fuck are you doing here? Hey, will you be my friend? Can I hang out with you instead of Elaine because she's driving me nuts? And Nynaeve is seasick and throwing up all the time. Oh, you have a cabin. You have a cabin too, and it's as big as ours, even though our cabin is bigger than an admiral's cabin on fucking HMS Victory.
Yeah.
Anyways,
what is they don't? Their plan isn't to set Matt up with Min, is it?
I don't know. I don't care at this point. There's not going to be any payoff. So anyways, the real heroes arrive. Okay. So the White Cloaks have marched on. Okay. The White Cloaks are here. We got Dain and we got Valda, a bunch of other White Cloaks. They say their reinforcements have arrived in the 2 rivers or in the area, and they're going to march on the 2 rivers. And I was just like, what? Because they're already. We saw a patrol go through fucking Emmons Field the other episode, so why do they have to now invade? We have not seen a Trolloc yet in the whole 2 rivers. Valda is asking Dain if he can torture Natty Cawthon and the girls. But this numbnut doesn't. They want to find out where Perrin Aybara is. But they know where Perrin is because they were at Falme. Both Valda and Dain were at Falme a month ago. And Perrin hasn't been in the 2 rivers for 8 or 9 months. So their plan makes it of all the named characters that survived Falme.
Oh, shoot. Steve Raid. Woohoo! Hi, Steve.
Nice.
We didn't mean to overlap cross streams.
Everything you're saying, Dain, is correct. I can't stop looking at their fresh ass fades.
I know, right? They're all the Chad meme.
The point is here, a month ago, these 2 idiots were in Falme, and Perrin and Rand and Matt and Moron and Lan and Egwene and Nynaeve and Bane and Chiad and Aviend, everybody except one person, and I'll ask you in a little bit, they got on a boat and sailed away. And these 2 idiots are like, we got to find Perrin. Let's go to the 2 rivers. Now, Here's a question for you two. Who is the only character that we haven't seen in this season yet that was in Falme and did not get killed and has a name? Does chat know? Yeah, it's Massima. What the fuck happened to him?
Arms.
The only good character in the show.
This dude is like Kevin from Home Alone. He woke up one day and is like, where the hell is everybody? Because they all got on the fucking boat without him. He's the only one left in foam. Not even like, whatever. Anyways, Natty and the girls are in a cage. Whatever,
Better
it's
off
kind
in
of
the
dumb.
cage.
Yeah. Dain is looking a little rough. He's probably been hitting the brandy a bit. He goes to them and says that they say that Perrin or Pern has come home. But he only came home after you captured these people, because some of the first info that Pern gets is that Natty and the girls were taken. So why are you interrogating them about that? I don't know. Then Natty tries to steal his keys, and then he slams Natty's head into the cage, and then he gets blasted by the Force. Well, no, it's the sphincter shield. Yeah, someone channels at him. Now we do know from the books that Bode has the spark, and she's going to channel.
Yeah.
Here in the show, Bode and Eldrin are the same age because they're twins. But then Natty steps up and says, "I did it," because she's protecting her daughters. Because Dain rightfully stands up and he's like, "One of you is a witch." Then none of them use their witch powers to stop him. Dain pulls Natty from the cage and gives her to Sling Valda. So yeah. Gonna burn some witches.
Gotta call these out. Nerdporial, thank you for the membership. Glad to have you on the team. And then Steve was extremely kind and decided to gift 5 memberships, which is more than we deserve, sir. So if anybody is not yet subscribed to Prophet of the Dragon, he is 8 away from 4,000. So don't do it now, but after the stream, go subscribe.
But you could open up another browser.
There you go. Open up another browser.
GP.
And then, oh boy, we got some competition going on here. We also got $5 from Brian, who says, "Cheers on 1K subs. It only took till the 3rd season to get there. Walk in the light, everyone." Yeah, in fairness, man, if we did this more often, we probably would have been there a bit sooner. But
the content would have been worse.
Indeed.
All right. But thank you. Let's go buy some books for some kids. Put it in the library. All right. So appreciating you guys haven't gone this far then. There's still a lot to cover. Pern, Loial, Bain, Chiad, Aiel, Alanna, and Maksim are going to sneak into the White Cloak camp.
What is what is the gender breakdown here?
You got Pern, who presumably has a pair of testicles. Loial, who's an Ogier, doesn't count. Bain, Chiad, Aiel, and Alanna are women, and Maksim's gay.
I'm saying Aiel is like questionable.
Okay, so, yeah. Yep.
All right, just so you know, but okay, they're going to break in. Aiel is officially Black Widow. She shows off her knife skills and impresses the Aiel maidens. Alanna says that she'll create cover. And then Maksim says emotionally that she needs to stay where they are. But the two are not mutually exclusive. She needs to channel some fog. She says she could do that from where they are. But okay, whatever. And then Maksim goes on and complains to Alanna, "Do you know what the White Cloaks could do to you?" And I'm just like, dude, you fought 7 Black Aja with her in your gay love, like 7 on 3, and you're worried about dudes with fucking swords and crossbows. Okay. The White Cloaks are overpowered because they're so evil. But this is a 3-minute fucking scene of Alanna and I'm calling him MaxiPad now because that's effectively what he is at this point. So all they do is Alanna and MaxiPad are bickering. Alanna confronting MaxiPad about what they're doing and their whole kerfuffle says quite loudly that MaxiPad, you aren't enough. So she's 1, desperate for another dick in her ass, but 2, what the fuck are you trying to be stealthy here for? You're going to create cover. You're at night and you're like really close to a White Cloak camp that you're apparently worried about. and you're shouting at each other. You're fucking retarded. Anyways, they keep talking about what they're actually doing in the two rivers, and Alanna reveals to MaxiPad that she has the same dumb idea that Rand had in episode 1 of this season and got dressed down for it. She's in the two rivers to raise an army because this place produced the Dragon Reborn. It produced Egwene and Nynaeve, who she obviously wants to fuck, and it produced the Hornblower, Horn Sounder. But apparently that sketch of Matt got around really fucking quick, but whatever. And then MaxiPad says, like, well, the only thing I ever wanted, it's not to win the last battle. It's not to have an army or be ready. All I ever wanted was Ivan. Gay. Pause. And you, he adds.
The throuple is breaking.
The acting is atrocious. This is a 3.5 minute scene, so it's effectively 5% of this episode, and it's all devoted for Raginor's boyfriend to get screen time and show his range. It's pretty bad. And then Alanna turns off the bond like a fucking light switch, and Maxim fucks off.
Like, Perrin has what, 2 lines of dialogue at this point?
If that.
Okay. I'm a little mad. The autist who was doing the dialogue count on Reddit apparently hasn't done any yet. So I may have to go.
Maxim is going to probably be first for this episode in particular, but he's going to have more lines than Rand, Matt, or Perrin probably by the end of this season.
Perm, anyway. That's a good one.
Anyways, we're back with the Harfoots. Lan is talking about his feelings again to Melindra, so yay. Lan laments that he never knew his kingdom. And my first thought was, you were a baby when your kingdom fell. And then half second later, Melindra says, yeah, but you were a baby when your kingdom fell.
Just in case you didn't get it.
Yeah. So I have no idea why this fucking scene exists. Melindra goes on to talk about Mulkiri dancing. I'm wondering how much older than Lan she is. Maybe she's older. Like, this is so pointless, and even if she turns out to be evil and behind the fall of Malkir, like, this is still dumb. Okay, now Egwene, yay! She's deciding to leave Rand to go sleep somewhere else, and I'm like, didn't you fucking go to sleep at 10 a.m. this morning? Like, how do you need to go to sleep already? But anyways, it's a dumb scene.
Why is she ditching him? Is there a reason for it?
Yeah, she's gonna go train with the wise ones at night. So.
Oh, okay. She's that's not the cold shoulder. It's
no. She already trained, but now she's gonna train there more permanently because there's nothing for Rand to do. Like, go play with the kids, Rand. Grown-ups are talking. All right. So in this scene, Moron is holding her new vibrator. Lan shows up with booze. It's almost a passable scene, except I'm so convinced right now that all scenes between Lan and Moron should count as women talking.
Yeah,
100%.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. So Moron finally tells Lan that she needs to die because of all her Ruidian visions. She feels bad about it because she's not willing to sacrifice her life for what she believes. I don't know. She's just like, oh, I gotta die, and whatever, things are gonna fuck up. She's got no plan for Lan, by the way. I gotta die. Lan is like, well, that's a death sentence for me if you don't fix shit, but whatever. Lan says that. Yeah.
Like, nobody's talking about this. Like, I thought, he's like, fuck Nynaeve how many times now? And they're like, oh, you're chatting up this bitch. Okay,
nope.
Cool.
Don't worry about it. Lan says, well, are you gonna die tonight? No, then have some of this Usquai. So they drink some more. Anyways, let's cut back to Matt is on the ship. He likes the quiet of his new cabin with Min. It's dumb. This cabin, it's the same one as the previous one. It's just as oversized. There's no way that 2 of these fucking things could fit. And there's no way it would get assigned. 2 of these won't fit on that tiny ass ship.
What is going on with Amazon Productions? Didn't Rings of Power have this exact same issue?
Oh, probably. But anyways, if you notice all the loose sheets of paper in the scene, Min likes drawing sketches of her visions apparently, and she draws one of Matt as he's hanging, and then Matt sees it and then goes, "Oh, okay, what's this?" Oh, I'm going too far ahead. Sorry, too far back. The only thing that I can think of is in this, Min has got a really stupid outfit of like a coat that only goes over her shoulders and like goes to her neck.
Weird. Why?
She's been wearing that for forever. It's an odd piece of clothing.
She didn't wear it in the tower because she had a dumber servant's outfit. But anyways, back on deck on the ship, Elaine and Nynaeve are sleeping, and they see the sea folk weaving the winds and dancing. Apparently Aes Sedai are not allowed on deck. In the books, no, they're not allowed on the ships, whatever. In the books, they were allowed on this ship because they came from the Kuramor. So all that shit is kind of skipped over. They find out about Windfinders. I'm asking, why the fuck is this chick at the front of the ship, or the bow, not the stern?
The sail is so small.
But if you're going to channel wind into your sail, you kind of maybe don't want to be in front of the sail. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So finally, a character mentions how Sidar should work. So they're marveling at the Windfinder, and then this chick comes up and basically, I don't know how Nynaeve is seeing any of this, by the way, because with her block she shouldn't be able to see the weaves. But whatever. Everyone.
Do you remember season 2, episode 7, channeling sight? How Rand needed to use his channeling sight to see the thing around Moiraine.
Sidene goggles, but it's a plot point when it needs to be, and it's usually not. But anyways, but finally, a character mentions Sidar as it should be in the lore, and that Nynaeve's problem is essentially that she's trying to control what can't be controlled. She's supposed to guide the flows. The unfortunate part of this scene is they don't make the distinction between Sidene and Sidar. They just like call it the one power, or channeling more specifically, that how you channel is to guide it rather than force or control. And it gets tied into why Nynaeve is seasick. So it's kind of nice. It's like, I'll give him a 7 out of 10 for this kind of analogy, because it wasn't totally bad if they did it right and made sure that it was only applied to Sidar. But anyways, this the Seafolk chick says, "I need you to promise not to tell the tower about the Windfinders." And then Elaine's like, "Yeah, I promise." And it's like, Elaine, who in the previous scene was established knowing something about the sea folk and the importance of bargains, it's like, why do you give this up? What would have been better would be like, Elaine tries to bargain, like, well, what will you give us if to promise your secret? And what would have been then a clever retort is, we won't throw you overboard. That could have made for a funner scene in my view. And funner's not a word, but you guys know what I mean. I've been drinking. Then they say, we're going to arrive to Tanchico, and this is the same fucking night. So they basically went from this point to this point in a couple of hours. Oh my! Hey, shit! There's Windbiter's finger. Okay, you're passing that. Good. And then like same night, let's prepare to arrive in Tanchico. I'm like, that's 600 miles. So their ship with one sail is going at 200 miles an hour. Whatever. Stupid. It's dumb. Okay.
Wow, you guys, thank you. Yes, please hit the like button. You know what to do.
You 47 are idiots, because you should have basically waited till I was done so you could speed up this talk, because this review sucks and I've been drinking. Whatever.
Sure,
Insult the chat. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. I've already dropped one. You're welcome. All right. So anyways, they're going to arrive in Tanchico. So they go and pack up, and then they meet Min. And I'm just checking to see if this is the let's meet Min slide. So Min's there with Matt, and they're packing up. And then
Not the actual map of Randland on the table.
probably. But the key point here is, so Elaine recognizes Min as being a servant in the tower before. Nynaeve recognizes her as being the bartender in Faldara. They're suspicious. Matt isn't. And then they ask Matt if they can trust Min. And he vouches for her. He says yes. So Matt is not saying, well, like, she sold me out to the Forsaken, but it was only once.
It's just that one time. I mean,
It was just that one, and she said she was sorry for it. So yeah.
Ooh,
Sam.
Thank you.
$2. What is the size of Randland compared to the real world? There are map comparisons that do it, but there's actually a full-on world map in the Book of Bad Art, if you have that. So you can find it online. I don't want to say it's probably all of Randland is comparable to Western Europe in size, so it's far.
Or the US.
It's basically the same. If we're talking diameter of the planet, it is the same planet.
Should be. So there's a good world map online. You can check it out. Shanshan is technically bigger than what we call Randland, but whatever. It's the focus. All right. So they arrive in Pirate City, and it's spooky because there's a hanging guy. Anyways.
Dark friend, wow, this is a great call out. Why cut Sea Folk women captains when you can just cut the main story?
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, you guys ready? This wild scene. So you're gonna see my take on it before anything. And the 3 O's thing is important. But Elaida took the bait, and she found the 13th suppository. For the record, I know it's supposed to be depository, but suppository is funnier to say because suppository is something you shove up your ass, which is apropos for this show.
Does the White Tower not have dungeons? Wasn't Matt locked in a dungeon like for half of season 2?
He was, and it's now we're just gonna put where all the ter'angreal got stolen from, because Tiny Sedai took everything apparently. But this is where they built a set. Well, let's keep it. And let's keep them locked up together because it was only Nynaeve and Elaine that were clever enough to keep them apart. But anyways, Elaida visits the Black Asha sisters, Caillou and Porkchop. And then this happens. So Elaida gets fed up with her answer about, we won't ever sell out our sisters in the Black Aja. So Elaida fucking ganks her. Just not under threat, not extreme defense of her own life. She just like straight up one powers weapon kills her.
Come on, Spyro.
Break the 3 O's, why don't you? Unless it's the dark friend one, but okay, whatever. Kills her. Swan earlier said Elaida might come down to like free them or silence them. Well, this is silencing them, isn't it? But whatever. Whatever.
It's also murder.
That too. But Porkchop is dead. And then Elaida decides to torture Caillou. So she puts these weaves around her, and then she starts extracting, being like, I'm going to get the answer out of you. And Caillou says back, is like, no, I know only one other, but I was going to negotiate with Swan. And Elaida's like, I'm not Swan. And is going to rip her fucking apart. And then a gray man comes and with one stab kills Caillou and then gives Elaida 4 stabs. Shing, 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 shing.
Cool. I'm sure she'll survive.
And then Swan was hiding in the same room.
What?
It was her plan. It was her. She was hiding in the same room. The gray man didn't kill them. It only killed Caillou with 1 stab. Didn't kill Elaida with 4. Pardon me.
So this is gonna sound like a dumb question, but how are they shielded?
Huh?
How are Caillou and
no? They're stilled.
They were already stilled. Okay.
Yeah, they're stilled. But anyways, they rush out, and then Swan heals Elaida. At the gray man, by the way, the gray man was blown away, and then Alanna or Leanne, kicks the shit out of it some more. So the gray man's done for. They take care of it. And then Siuan notes how the shadow, this is previous. The shadow wanted, Siuan notes in the dialogue here that the shadow obviously wanted to silence Amiko and Joya. And I'm like, no, because the shadow didn't silence Amiko. Elaida cut her fucking head off halfway. Anyways, she heals Elaida, and she literally says to the woman that she just saw commit murder using the one power as a weapon against someone who, all right, maybe was a dark friend, but the show didn't establish that with you. Broke the third oath, arguably. And even if not, was killing these dark friends to silence them, potentially. You don't know this. And then Siuan says, as she's healing Elaida, perhaps I misjudged you.
What?
Yeah. Right here. Perhaps I misjudged you. I was floored because my interpretation as the scene was happening is as soon as Elaida killed Amiko, whatever, cut her head off, I'm like, oh, all right, they're making Elaida Black Aja now. Great. That was kind of obvious. How is she gonna get out of this one? Maybe Elaida kills Siuan at the end of this scene, kind of thing. But no, it's like, no, she proved herself.
Isn't it far more likely that the Gray Man was there to kill Elaida to clean up the
under all circumstances? And you know what's the other possibility, Alex, is that this, I didn't check and I'm not going to, but this Gray Man might have been Jaichim Carradine.
Yeah. Nerdporial Lifeform for $5 says, this is for giving your audience cancer with my last few chats. You are just fine.
Brian. You're fine.
We always love the super chats. We try and keep
or the regular chats.
The regular chats coming if they're
$5 that more than makes up for cancer. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Brian.
Right. Look, we're already watching this one. We're 100%. We're done.
This scene, if you guys after the stream or whatever go off and watch it, it's wild. I can't believe it. And here's the thing: like, we know that the show ignores the 3-0s all the fucking time, but in this episode in particular, they made the 3-0s a plot point and a device by which they're going to do their Black Aja hunt, which is from the books, is how it should be done. But like, we're not done because there's more oath breaking coming up. But this one was just nuts to me. Like, it blew my fucking mind. And yeah, if we could set this a negative rating for an episode, this scene alone, this is worth like a -10 by itself. It's just god awful. All right, now we're back to Alanna making fog. Yay. She forgets quite conveniently that the White Cloaks are fog experts.
Oh yeah,
they are indeed.
Indeed.
Yeah, they know their fog, right? They've got all the little kids in their camp with their sensors. They know how to make a massive fog and what's unnatural or whatnot. So they're if they didn't, get worried about Alanna shouting about wanting another man up her butt in the previous scene, they're alerted to her presence now. But the fog descends on the White Cloak camp, and then the party decides to sneak in to break out Natty and the two girls. Pern conveniently does not have a weapon.
Are you kidding me?
No.
How is this?
Not even a stick?
Oh
no.
Like
he breaks into the White Cloak camp completely unarmed.
Wow.
All right, I don't know
Damn,
why.
those tinkers got to him
did
back.
They forget to put the.
But
what?
If you weren't certain that the White Cloaks were evil to Pern's eyes, remember Pern is the murderer here. But all right, to make up for that, there's a bunch of stakes with wolf heads on them. Whatever. I don't know. It's not Trollocs. The White Cloaks are here hunting wolves, apparently. Not wolf-headed Trollocs. They're just hunting wolves. Great.
Yeah, fuck House Stark. Come on, let's go. Exactly. But Pern, Pern is the murderer here. But all right, to make up for that, there's a bunch of stakes with wolf heads on them. Whatever. I don't know. It's not Trollocs. The White Cloaks are here hunting wolves, apparently. Not wolf-headed Trollocs. They're just hunting wolves. Great.
We briefly see Child Bayar, and it's dumb. I didn't even bother to screen cap that. But then Pern comes in. He frees the girls from the completely unguarded tent, and Pern somehow has the keys. Great.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Oh, it gets worse because Pern then sends the girls off with the maidens, and he's going to stay and find Natty Cawthon, only to find out he missed the barbecue. So that's Natty Cawthon burned at the stake. She's dead.
Sweet.
Nice.
That's what she gets for poisoning Tam.
And being a witch.
Yeah. And beating her children, abusing them, and
Yeah.
being an alcoholic.
What?
So anyways, we go back
What?
we go back to Alanna in her fight with the White Cloaks, because the White Cloaks descend upon her as she makes the fog, and she gets she broke up with Maksim before this, so she doesn't have a warder, mind you. She's just there by herself making the fog, and then she just basically gets shot over and over and over.
Cool.
So she's got 5 crossbow bolts in her at this point, and all I can think of is like, hey, isn't that awesome that you wore those fucking shoulder pads like they were armor, and they didn't stop anything?
Nice.
Ah, my eyes, the goggles do nothing. Ah, my breasts, my shoulder pads do nothing. All right, so Pern runs away from the scary corpse of Natty Cawthon, and then she meets Dain, and literally here is the first time we have 2 men talking to each other in this episode.
Chicka bow wow.
Shut up. That's not what it is. Reverse Bechdel test. This is the only scene that passes the reverse Bechdel test, but it doesn't count because Aiel ends up saving Pern in the fight. Anyways, Dain is legitimately mad. Pern's mad because you burned Natty Cawthon, and Dain's mad. It's like, you made me, and I'm like, yeah, fucking A, Dain. That's awesome. You're the best character in the show so far. Pern still doesn't.
Not even mad about his dad or anything. Nothing.
Oh, he's kind of mad about it, but I didn't capture that shot of the fight. But this is Aiel taking on the other 2 White Cloaks that show up. So she does flippy kicks and shit, just like Avienda does, right? Jumping up, legs around the neck, twisting, flipping around, spinning your legs, getting back up, doing all the cool moves, hucking knives. Like, Aiel's like a monster. And Pern doesn't have a weapon and stands there with an open mouth and has to fight off Dain with an axe. Like, yeah. So
I always like
anyways.
Alex that fail reminds me of Mr. Chow from The Hangover, and I'm like, you gotta put some of that in there.
What's the? I will put it in this time. The one when he busts out of the trunk naked.
Yes.
That's kind of what happens. But Aiel saves Pern by hucking another knife into Dain's chest. I think Dain will be okay. I don't think he's dead. I have to believe that because this is in his right shoulder, right there. So it's not at the heart. But what I will say is I believe if there's a season 4, Dain and Eamon Valda will have matching slings.
Oh my god, that would be incredible. I was actually going to say, this reminds me a ton of the Moiraine injury from the pilot.
Yeah.
No. Well, we got to save that for this next fucking scene. Because, all right, so Aiel saves Pern, obviously, and then tells him to get up because he got stabbed by Dain. Whatever. So Aiel saves him. So Alanna is still covered in crossbow bolts. The White Cloaks are about to finish her off, but then Maxipad shows up and he Arya Starks. He jumps off this rock from super far away with a sword in each hand. Yeah, exactly. But now it's the showrunner's boyfriend's turn to do this. It's super dark or whatever, but he Arya Starks these White Cloaks, and then he starts kicking the shit out of the White Cloaks, and he starts doing all this stuff to the White Cloaks. He hucks a sword into this White Cloak.
Don't they have armor, or is it just on their shoulder?
Dude,
it's just on the shoulder.
Whoever decided that we were only
fucking hucks a sword.
Oh my god! Wow. Why walk around with just a stupid pauldron on and not the rest of it?
Anyway, Maxipad gets stabbed by someone else. He gets shot too. Alanna then rips out a crossbow bolt, uses the one power to fly the crossbow bolt and kill the white cloak or whatever. There's a scene that pans up at the end of this, and it's like 10 dead white cloaks, and they kind of stumble off. I'm left with a couple of thoughts. So first, Alanna, riddled with arrows, must now seek the medical attention of people trained in the Two Rivers. So you know all of those fucking bolts are going to get pushed through her with the fletching still attached.
Yeah.
She's probably going to die. And the other one is, like, the whole plan from the last episode here was that they needed to keep Pern around for the increased police presence to, like, keep the Trollocs at bay. And now they basically went and killed fucking 10 plus cops. And Aiel killed a couple more. And they threw a knife into Dain. So good work. Good work. Rescue the girls. Whatever. It's dumb. I'm nearly done.
I'm super excited to make the video for this one because I'm not going to have to put the overlay on anything. Like, you know, YouTube's going to be trying to figure out if I reused copyright content, and they're just going to be like, nope, that's just a black screen. Like,
it's so dark. So everything that looks dark here, I've basically put to the highest gamma correction setting on PowerPoint in order to be able to see it. The only way I couldn't see shit when I watched it on the iPad. I do have a pretty good TV, and watching that at night, I was able to see some stuff. But I'm like, yeah, we've complained about this enough. They basically do the lighting here like you have a $4,000 OLED TV, and I know most people don't have that, but I do. But anyway.
Baller.
Okay, so Rain is on his mountain, and we have a pointless dream.
So we're back with his like fucking jacket from season 1. Yeah. Cool.
Yes, this is symbolic. I was
stole my thunder because
I was like,
I had that there.
What?
His dumb fucking coat is back. Oh my god! I thought it was burned, but it wasn't.
Did you know that it symbolizes his innocence?
That's gay.
Extremely.
Anyways, Rand is having thoughts from the Gathering Storm. So he's up on this mountain and he's talking about the pattern controlling him and not having control. It's like all the thoughts that are kind of in that Veins of Gold chapter and everything he's fighting, he's having here because they're speed running to the end and taking what they think are the best parts and just putting it in here where it doesn't belong, but whatever.
And then a lot easier to sympathize with him not having control of his life if he ever, for one single moment, attempted to have control of his life. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, Veins of Gold, dumb. But then, believe it or not, it gets worse. So Egwene has had all of one training session with the Aiel to learn how to dream walk. And then Moron asks her to take her into Teleran Riyadh. And I'm like,
not how that works.
What?
Yeah. Egwene did not have the Sleepweaver Terangrial with her because, like, Varen gave that to her in the 3rd book, but doesn't have that with her. Never mind. It's just like, I heard you had one lesson with the Aiel Wise Ones, and you're a Dreamwalker now. Can you take me into Teleran Riyadh and help me deliver an important message? That's what happens. And I don't fucking get it. My note here is, what the fuck is this, in all caps? But yes, let's do the plot along because Moron needs to get a message to her lesbian lover. This is the most important thing ever. And Egwene is like, yeah, I can probably do that. But Moron, this is very dangerous. So dangerous. Because she just got choked out by Lanfear in her own dream. And then Moron's like, I remember years ago when I warned you about the dangers of the dream. And I'm like, what? It was years, like 2021, but in the show, I'm doing the math, and it's like 11 months tops. Am I wrong?
Dark friend.
Let's see. So it would have been, let's say they traveled for a month.
It's episode 2. It's episode 2 of season 1 where Moron warned them all about the dangers of dreams. We had a 1 month later. We had a couple of weeks of showtime. There was 6 months in between seasons 1 and 2. If you space out a month maybe for the events of season 2, and then there was a month then sailing back to Tar Valon, and maybe they took a month getting to the Aiel Waste, I'm still not at 11 months. I'm still not at a year. Within the world's calendar, it's 13 months to a year, but whatever.
Maybe she meant 0.7 years.
No.
Dog years.
Okay.
Dog years with these two for sure. So anyways, 11 months tops. It's been years since I warned you. No, it hasn't. And then, she succeeds. She's able to take Moron into Teleran Riyadh.
What?
She brings Moron to Swan's Dream, which is in the Love Shack. Egwene fucks off, so she's not needed for any of this. And Moron has her scene with Swan, and it's fucking wild.
Oh my god.
This is the tail end of it, all right? So
I was reading about this scene.
Up to 63 in
Take
chat.
your
What
brain,
the fuck
thank
are you
you.
doing in chat?
Yes!
Guys, this is
Yes!
so...
Hit that like button.
No, I'm getting so sloppy and so slow. You got to watch this at 1.5 speed after I'm done. Guys, fuck's sake. All right.
Hit that like button and it'll tell you all, I am a woman. We all remember that part from the books.
They're in the Tyron Love Shack, and Moron and Swan talk. So we got more women talking. Great. Moron says that she knows only 2 things. All right, 2 things. The first thing that she says to Swan is that the White Tower needs to bend the knee to Rand, or Rand will lose. She doesn't mention the second thing. In fact, when she's queried about the second thing, she says, that's it. Effectively lying, because she just said there were 2 things you need to see, to know, and then she turns her back. Moron is not allowed to say that's it. If she's already said that there are 2 things that she needs to know, she believes that. She said it earlier. This should be a fucking red flag for Swan that Moron is Black Aja. And you know what? She was fucking allying with Lanfear in a previous episode, so that foots. She allied with her a couple of times. She just lied. Swan, why aren't you thinking, oh my goodness, this chick that I've been in love with forever is actually sworn to the shadow? That fucking foots. Nothing else does, because 3 O's, just convenience. They've got no one checking the script. They've got no one looking at this.
Oh, look at Silverlock. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate
super
it.
sticker. I do not know what super... Dain, do you know what super sticker he had?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. I think we just get $5. So
yeah,
just
thank you. We appreciate it.
go buy a copy of The Eye of the World and put it in a public library or a school library. It'd be good.
There you go. Speaking of
Nice.
the books, his collection, I am unbelievably jealous of. He posts a new book that he's got every day, and I cannot get enough of it. Every single one is awesome.
Nice.
That's cool. On Twitter? Or?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. I should be on.
I also got this comment from Willie Hizzy. Why aren't the Dreamwalker Forsaken sniping the Amerlin stupid enough to leave her dreams unshielded? I actually think this makes sense in universe. Like, they didn't think it through, but Siuan is such a terrible Amerlin that the Forsaken are like, well, we could replace her with a Black Aja member, but could a Black Aja member really do any more damage than Siuan is doing right now? Like, she's basically Elaida.
It's true enough. But yeah, all the Aes Sedai learn how to shield their dreams. So that's kind of, I didn't think of that. All right, that's a good point. Egwene shouldn't have been able to see Swan's dreams, much less take Moron there for it. But okay. Anyways, Moron lies in the scene. She basically says straight up, but it's not the first lie that she has. We'll get to that one a little bit later. the second one. But she lies and says that there's no second thing after a moment ago saying there was a second thing. So great. No script supervisor, nothing like that. Anyways, they start bickering, and then Siuan asks what Moiraine would have done in Cairhien, knowing what I know. And I'm like, did you know anything different? Did Moiraine have more information than Siuan did about the plan and Rand? Like, I thought Siuan arranged for Logain to go to Cairhien to train Rand. So was she not in on any of it?
I believe she's talking about the escape.
Yeah, but why? Why did Siuan even try to do the caging?
Because she didn't want Moiraine to escape with Rand.
But then we get a sentence later in this scene, dude, and this is wild, because they start talking about their joint mission, and that Moiraine says, I was supposed to find the Dragon Reborn, and you, Siuan, were supposed to prepare the tower for his coming. They're going back to the books, but that's completely incongruous with Siuan's actions in season 2. Yeah. And what she highlights in the scene a sentence ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, this makes no fucking sense unless you have a room temperature IQ in Celsius.
Yeah.
That's the point of this. So anyway, there's more women talking, but obviously that's not the important part of anything involving Rand. That's a side plot in this whole show anyways. They end up yakking about how much they love each other and how they wish they never stumbled into Guitarra Moroso's study and got their mission in the first place. Okay, what? They could have just stolen horses, run from the tower, and lived on the river, like in a fish hut, eating fish and also catching fish and eating other fish.
Fish.
Oh, God. They kiss and it's gay. And then Moiraine says that in all of her lives, because they can't be together now, that's kind of where it's going, but in all of her lives, she will always be gay for Siuan. But she just had visions of a million lives, and in several of them, she was gay for Lanfear and got fucked by Rand. So, lying again, you fucking two-timing whore. All right, this is awful.
Ugh.
Ugh. But Egwene is not done. Egwene, the rest of this episode is the focus is on Egwene. She's in the dream world, and she is gonna do her dream spy thing on everybody else. So she decides to, let's see what Nynaeve is dreaming. And Nynaeve is dreaming, and you see the diffuse light here, Alex. So maybe this is Teleran Riyadh. They're trying to do it visually.
Yeah.
The light is coming from a source, though. Anyway, but Egwene is dreaming about her half Asian daughter with Lan, or actually she's probably more black. Maybe she got fucked. She got fucked by Perrin. That's what's going on here. That's not Lan's baby. Anyways, they're on a bridge in the two rivers and blah blah blah. Okay, so Nynaeve is happy, and guess what? We got literal shipping on a ship. So, yeah, she visits Elaine's dream on the Sea Folk ship, and Avienda's there somehow.
Maybe it's not a dream.
In the dream, and it's shipping on the front of a ship, and Elaine is dancing and doing her weaves, and it zooms back a little bit, and you see Egwene on the deck being like all happy. And you know what? In this one, the visuals, the music, it ain't bad. And then we get this scene where it's Matt's dream, and Matt's dream is. Maybe this isn't the one, the White Tower, but it could be, it could not be, it could just be a rich place. But Matt is rich, and he's promising his sisters that they never have to sleep on the floor again. And Natty, who isn't dead, not that Matt would know about that, but Natty is saying that she's proud of Matt. I'm proud of you, son. and it's his happy dream. And Egwene smiles. It's good. And then we go to the Two Rivers, and Egwene is looking at Pern, and Pern is forging his axe. It's in a dream, so it doesn't really happen. So the scene that we saw from the trailer about an axe being forged, yeah, it's a fake out. It didn't really happen. Hopper is there. Hopper hops again, and he tries to bite at the sparks coming off of the axe, which would have burned him and would have been dumb. And thankfully, the one saving grace here is we've got the woman pouring the water, hauling buckets of water as is appropriate. Good work. Well done, show. I'm actually floored, honestly. Dude, Hopper is a corgi, dark friend. Wow. He's not a wolf. That's a tiny ass fucking dog. But anyways, and then we get to our last scene. So the last person Egwene checks up on is Rand. And Rand is still on his mountaintop talking, and Egwene is just like, oh, it's Rand. And look at the smile on her face. And then, uh-oh, no way. Didn't see until she basically pulled the coat down and became visible. And she smiles at Egwene. I'm like, I'm fucking your boyfriend, bitch. And then Egwene, could you, Rand?
So I absolutely love that this show
ending of the episode
has somehow determined that it is far worse for Rand to be boning Lanfear than it was for Moiraine to work with Lanfear that resulted in a bunch of stabbings. Yep. Also, does Perrin use the wolf stuff at all in this attack?
Nope.
Okay.
Has he ever used it?
He gets owned by Dain. So he's able to block like the axe chop, and then they wrestle, and he ends up under Dain and like tries to like choke him with the axe, and then he ends up getting stabbed, and Aiel saves his life. That's what happens.
Okay, so we're 5 episodes into this season, and the wolf dream has not been used.
No.
In addition, Egwene is way better in the wolf dream than Perrin is. So
yes,
other than
Egwene had one lesson and she fucked up in it, and from that one lesson she was able to do something that no one has done, which is bring someone else into the dream, and then she's able to visit she only learned out that she might be able to go into Tel'aranth Riyadh an episode ago.
Gotcha. So what does being a wolf brother mean in this show? Like, does it just mean yellow eyes? Like,
Pern had less dialogue in this show than the little girl that talked to Rand.
That's true.
Jesus.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. So I know we're all feeling a little bit down. I've completed my review. I can't believe that we got above 60 people watching this. You guys are stupid. You should watch this again at higher speed. But I did set a video for the outro of this that Amber provided when we did our stream with her. So it's her outro. I hope it makes you all feel a little bit better. I know it lifted my mood when I watched it. It's a beautiful scene. It's from the show, but it's probably the best adaptation of the shittiest adaptation that we've ever seen. So I hope you guys like it. Take it to heart, and take it as inspiration, really, to keep walking in the light. Because I know that's what I do every time I see this. All right. Take care.